theater camp and Ojai both took 5 to 6 years. I have to pay my rent. So it's also like to wait 5 years for a project to make an indie movie where I'm not going to be paid that much. It's like, I got to work as an actor too. Like, so mama has to pay her rent too. Yeah, also.
Molly, thank you for joining me. I've been so excited to sit down with you. We're going to talk about your new movie, which I am obsessed with, like in a creepy good way. We're going to talk about The Bear. So let's talk a little bit about season 4. It's out in the world. They're spoiler free at this point in time. How does it feel now that people are getting to experience the ride with your character and come along on the journey?
I feel so lucky to be a part of that show. It's just this odd combination, like the filmmaker being great, the actors, and the experience being really fun, and people liking it. Like, it's just so rare. Getting to work with Io this season was like, oh my God, Claire and Sydney finally get to be together. Yes. And then the wedding was so much fun and under the table with the entire cast. And then, yeah, this season, this really, beautiful scene with Jeremy.
Like, I want to be honest, even if it hurts.
That's not what it is. I understand that. No, I know.
Your whole fucking,
I know. You've done that.
You can't just
what the fuck?
Me.
I just didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I told you. I didn't fucking know. I couldn't fucking do it. I couldn't fucking do it. No, I couldn't.
Just do it.
I'm sorry.
Jeremy and I both got to kind of say these things that I think both of our characters had been waiting to say for a long time. And it felt like this beautiful release. And then to get to work with someone like Jeremy, who I think is like one of our greatest actors. I got to do a bunch of stuff that was kind of pinch me.
Well, that scene in particular was so raw. Like, you guys were so present in it, it felt like. Was that fully word for word? Did you get to improvise in The Bear at all? What is that process like?
That scene was very word for word. Chris really pushed us to yell at each other and in that overlapping section. But we did get to improvise a bunch in the wedding with John Mulaney, which was really fun. Chris was just like, Molly, go over there and say something weird to John. John and I are talking about the Berzados. And John is kind of like, what do you think about them? And I think I said they're a group of people that feel things very deeply.
Claire?
It's a lot of people with very specific and unique personalities that feel things very strongly.
Feel things deeply and experience life intensely.
Yeah.
So everything's going to be just fine.
And that was really fun to just improvise how lovable and insane and relatable this family is. And then it was fun to do the scene with Io and watch her kind of give this acting tour de force at the end of that scene. We're laughing and she's like, I look really gross because she's been sobbing and has mucus everywhere. But I actually thought Io looked gorgeous because I do think you look more beautiful when you've cried.
This is so fucking disgusting.
No, it's not. You actually look stunning. And so those were some fun improvs, but that was kind of just Io and I being friends, being like, no, you look really pretty.
Of all of the dramatic scenes, what is the most fun to do?
I feel like the most fun scene I ever had on The Bear was still that first scene in the grocery shop with him.
We didn't even tell anybody what the name was.
You 100% told me the name.
I bet you $1 million that you don't know the name.
Prepare to be out of $1 million, dude.
How could you remember the name?
Because you're the bear, and I remember you.
I loved the show. I was such a big fan of Jeremy's, and that was my first scene. And that was just whoa, this is so crazy that this is happening. And Chris shoots really quickly. You do 3 takes. And
that's it?
Yeah, and he shot it and he was like, and we're done. Good night for the day. And then, of course, I was overthinking and I went home that night and I was like, well, you've ruined everything and ruined your career and everyone hates you.
Just casual thoughts.
Yeah, of course.
I think one of the things that folks get really excited about is anytime you and your pals, Rachel and Io, whenever people see you together, there's generally a comment that says dream blunt rotation. What is your creative energy like when you're with your friends? How do you zone in on who you want to create with? How have you come to that?
That makes me laugh because the idea of me, Io, and Rachel high together is a nightmare. The anxiety that would happen there. I've just been very lucky in the last few years to manifest groups of especially female friends that are actors, writers, creatives. I had this summer where I shot Shiva Baby, where I met Rachel, and I shot this movie, The Broken Heart Gallery, where I met Geraldine, who's in Ojai. And I was like, oh, these are soul sisters to me. And then they both were like, you have to meet our friend Io. Rachel set up like a hang for us all to meet, and she set up me with my friend Shayna, who's a writer, and Mitra, who's in the Bear now. And this industry is so isolating to be able to like look to them and know that we're experiencing the same things and also getting to champion each other. I don't know. I just think, yeah, some people that are also in this industry are not very nice. So it's like if you find the right people who work really hard and are kind, you're also like, let's make more shit together.
Newsflash, some people suck.
Some people suck. Breaking news.
So when you find the good ones,
yeah,
you hold on to them.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. So Chris has gone on record saying that he thinks that you have like all of the skills to be a fantastic director. And that leads me into wanting to talk about your new project, which you didn't direct, but you co-wrote, co-produced, and star in. It's called Ojai. I watched it the other night. I am obsessed. It is hysterical. I was like locked in for the entirety of it. And for me to be locked in after a long day of work and putting 2 children to bed and maybe having taken a gummy, like that is hard to lock in at that point in time. Talk to me about it. Where did the idea come from?
First of all, I love that you watched it high. Thank you for revealing that.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. The idea came from Sophie Brooks, who directed it, is one of my best friends. And in the pandemic, she came to me and she was like, I have an idea for a movie that's about a couple that go away on a trip together. And then he says he didn't know they were a couple and she holds him hostage.
Wait, what are you talking about?
I mean, I think you're great. I'm just not really looking for a relationship right now.
Are you joking?
And I was like, I love that. I'm fully in. And Soph had gone through a bad breakup 5 years earlier. And then I went through a bad breakup. And she was like my guru. And both of these men, shout out to them, we're on good terms with both of them. But they both kind of left without having these like closure conversations.
They never want to have a closure conversation.
No, they never do. So this movie was kind of the wish fulfillment of the darker parts of ourselves. If I was 5% crazy a year, would I trap said man to have this conversation? And Iris, my character in the movie, goes off the rails, but also like we're all a little crazy. And yeah, we just wanted to like make fun of ourselves because I'm insane and Sophie's insane.
Were there any moments when you were developing the script where you're like, this went a little bit too far, we need to reel this back in?
We just had to, I think, like make it more equally weighted. It's from the female gaze. It's our experience. We don't want it to be a takedown of men. I want to also have people come away from it and be like, oh, I actually felt connected to the other character.
To that point, like I identified with the male character more, and it gave me some moments of like, oh God, I definitely did some of this like vampire nonsense to people, and that is not cool.
There are soft girls out there. There's
Yeah.
soft anyones. Like I have had guy friends and girlfriends reach out, especially when the trailer dropped, because there's like a line of like, you made me scallops. And my guy friend reached out and he was like, God, this happens all the time. Like I make a girl dinner and she thinks that I like her. I'm like, oh my God, fuck you.
Like it encompasses so many different tones. Like it's funny and it's sexy, and then there are great moments of friendship, but then there are also like suspense and horror to it. It's complicated, and you like stuck the landing.
Thank you. That was like the hardest part because, you know, we would do a test screening and people would be like, okay, we think that she's going to kill him. Because there are moments in a relationship where you've gotten drunk and suddenly you have this fight and you're like, oh, I don't know you at all. And we wanted to use those and play with like obsession makes you crazy. And also like play with how miscommunications, can just lead to like the darkest moments. And then also like my humor gets me in trouble all the time. Like I've said crazy shit that people have thought was real before.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm
just
just
saying
kidding.
words.
I'm just kidding.
I can't tell when you're joking sometimes, seriously.
I love that you're gullible.
You look pretty.
And I am a very weird, absurd person. So it was like, I make fun of the wrong things and all that. So it's like, let's throw all of this in that. Let's make people a little bit uncomfortable. Let's have them laugh. Because I think, you know, I'm just so sick of the like unlikable female conversation. And so it's fun to have a character right now that is kind of like dark and twisted.
And loved by her friends.
Yeah. And like have Geraldine's character come in and be like, I'm here for you. I accept you. Probably in a week, we're going to talk about this and think about what you did.
But right now, we're going to cast a spell.
Babe, you have to go. We have some lady stuff to sort out.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we would chill.
You know, some of the feedback we got on the script originally was like, well, that's not believable. It's like, you don't understand. Every time I'm sad, Geraldine, who's my real friend, is like, what spell are we doing? How are we manifesting? Do you have a lock of his hair? Like, this is real life. That's like not a genre switch in the movie. That's like a very grounded part of it.
I love that the witchcraft is like one of the most grounded parts of
that's
it.
a grounded part of the film. Yeah.
It is.
Yes.
It totally is.
Exactly. But it's like been fun to see the reactions and see that maybe some other people have freak humor like I do.
You work with Jared Elner on the styling front. He works with amazing people like Sabrina Carpenter and Emma Chamberlain. How do you guys talk about approaching like a press tour or a red carpet, or like what is the process like?
Jared has pushed me to explore color because I probably would not be wearing a yellow dress. I would be wearing a black dress.
That is the faintest of yellows, ma'am.
He tries to get me to wear shorter things. He's always trying to make it shorter. He's just pushed me to get out of my comfort zone and to take chances and to take off the hat every so often. It's always about comfort with me. Like I can't walk in heels. I have low hanging breasts that are very hard to put in dresses, and he's like, we're taping them, we're figuring it out. Sometimes I have to be like, you can see my vagina, I can't be that short. Or I'm like,
vulva alert.
Yeah, it's like vulva alert on camera.
What's the plan for Oh Hi? Is it like playing into it, playing against it, or is it just like we're gonna be Molly?
We definitely like do each one differently. Like for Sundance, when we were trying to sell the movie, I really wanted to dress like different rom-coms. So we did a Notting Hill thing. I did a When Harry Met Sally. I did a whole Diane Keaton moment. So that was really fun. And he's really good at recreations with vintage pieces. And then for Oh Hi, in maybe my director era of theater camp, I was wearing more pants, more buttoned up. And he's like, you're an actress in this film. So we are showing some skin. We are wearing a short dress. We are taking chances. But, like also very, candidly, as an actress, like my body changes constantly. Like my hormones, if I'm working a lot, my anxiety, if I'm indulging more. And I think like having a stylist that's understanding of that and also really like supportive, and it's like so cool to have someone that's like, ooh, you're like curvy in this moment, let's like accentuate that. Yeah,
that's amazing. Okay, anything else that we need to cover? Anything else you want to talk about? Anything else we have to look forward to? We've got a lot to look forward to.
I hope people see Oh Hi and feel seen or triggered by it. And yeah, thank you for having me.
Molly, my pleasure. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this. This was like so dreamy for me.